Today's class will be a 30-minute balance flow designed to improve your stability. Let's begin in an easy cross-leg position. Roll your shoulders up and back. Place your fingertips on the mat, and let's reach our right arm up and over our ear, coming into a lateral stretch, really opening up the side of our body. From here, rotate and place the fingers diagonally, feeling a stretch in the lower right side of your back. Come back to that lateral stretch and to center, repeating that on the other side. Bring your left arm up and over your ear. Rotate, placing the fingers on the floor, stretching out the lower left side of your back. Come back to your stretch and back to center. Let's repeat that again on both sides. Keeping your arm over your ear, rotating, coming back to your lateral stretch, center. One more time. And rotate. Back to your lateral stretch and center. Let's shift into a tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees underneath your hips, crown of your head reaching long, navel into your spine. Let's go ahead and drop the belly, coming into an arch, and then press the floor away, rounding the spine. Repeating that 3 more times. Open up the collarbone as you arch, and then press your mat away, dropping the head down. 2 more times. Last one. Come back to your neutral tabletop position, navel into spine. And let's release our right leg back and our left fingertips forward. Lift your arm and leg up to a balance, really bringing your navel into your spine. From here, let's bring our elbow to our knee and then send it back out. Bring your elbow to your knee and extend back out. 2 more times. If you're having trouble with this, you can always place your hand down and just move the leg. Last time. From here, let's open our arm and leg out to the side and back to center. Try your best to keep your spine and your pelvis stable. 2 more times. Last one. Let's reach back and tap our toes and extend everything out. Reach back, tap your toes, and extend everything out. 2 more times. Really drawing your navel into your spine. Last one. Now stay here and bring your heel to your hip, coming into a quad stretch. And then press your foot into your hand and open up through the chest, coming into an arch. Really press through your right hand and your left knee, staying nice and stable. Come back to that quad stretch. Release the hand from the foot and place everything back down to your tabletop position. Let's begin with those arches and rounds through the spine. Do this 3 more times, maybe bringing a little bit more movement into your spine, maybe rocking back and forth. Come back to a neutral spine, and let's repeat those exercises on the other side. Release your left foot back and your right fingertips forward. Draw your navel into your spine and lift everything up. If you are having trouble balancing, just place your right hand on the floor and just work with your leg. From here, let's bring our elbow to our knee, rounding through the spine, and extend everything out. 3 more times. Last one. Now hold everything out and let's open to the side and then bring everything back to center. Really trying your best to keep a nice neutral spine and pelvis. This is your last one. Let's reach back and tap our toes. And then extend everything out. Tap your toes and extend out. 2 more times. Last one. Stay here and go ahead and press your heel into your hip, coming into a quad stretch. And then press your foot into your hand, coming into an arch. Press through your left hand and your right knee for balance. Come back to your quad stretch, release your arm and your leg, and then come back to a tabletop position. Let's tuck our toes and press back into a modified downward facing dog, keeping your knees bent and pressing your head and your chest through your shoulders, coming into a long spine. Let's extend one leg and then the other leg, walking our dog at your own pace, opening up the backs of the legs. And if it's available to you, go ahead and straighten both knees. If not, go ahead and keep them bent. Really trying to create a nice long line in your spine, sending your tailbone up. And then look forward and take a gentle walk into your hands, coming into your forward fold. Really relax the back of the neck and the shoulders. And slowly roll all the way up to standing. Let's go ahead and take our feet mat distance apart, turning our feet out slightly, rolling the shoulders back and drawing your belly button into your spine. Let's come into some squats. So go ahead and squat down and then press back up. Inhale, squat, exhale, press. Just 6 more times. Really trying to keep your navel into your spine, sitting back in those heels. You only have 2 more. This is your last one. Hold and let's pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, everyone. Place your hands on the mat and let's come into a wide-legged forward fold. Let's go ahead and take one leg back into a lunge. And then step your other leg back into a plank position. Lower your knees, uncurl your toes, keeping your elbows close to your ribs, lower all the way down. Roll the shoulders back, coming into a small arch, really opening up those shoulders. And let's just do one push-up to our knees, tuck your toes, and send your tailbone back to your downward facing dog. Reach your right leg up to a 3-legged dog. Look forward and bring your knee into your nose. Send it all the way back up and bring your knee into your nose, really activating our core. You have 2 more times. This is your last one. Hold here and step in between your hands, coming into a lunge. Bring your arms up by your ears, navel into your spine, sending your tailbone down to your mat. Make sure that your front knee is over your first and second toe and really extend through the back knee. From here, lean forward, squeezing your arms down by your hips and come back up to your lunge. Leaning forward, squeezing those arms and come back up. You have 2 more times, squeezing your shoulder blades together. This is your last one. Now hold here, squeezing your arms and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, everyone. Come back up to your lunge position. Interlace your fingers behind you and come into a chest expander, maybe taking an arch position. Bring your arms back up, place your hands down on the mat, step back to your plank, and lower all the way down to your stomach. Let's place our hands by our hips, roll the shoulders back, and look up, opening up through the chest, and squeeze your inner thighs together and lift those legs off of the mat. Really finding strength in the back side of our body. Hands underneath of your shoulders, 2 push-ups this time. 1 and 2. Tuck your toes and send your hips back to your downward facing dog. Look forward and let's take a gentle walk into our forward fold, relaxing the back of our head. And let's slowly roll all the way up to standing, and let's repeat all of that on the other side. So opening up our feet mat distance apart, navel into our spine, shoulders back. Let's start with those squats. Really send your weight back into those heels. Going as low as you can. You have 2 more. Last one, you're going to hold here. Now this time, lift your heels up and lower. Lift your heels up and lower. You have 6 more times. Really draw your navel into your spine. Try and stay as low as you can. You're almost there. You have 2 more. Last one. Hold, squeeze, and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, everyone. Let's come into that wide leg forward fold to stretch it out. And let's go ahead and step one leg back to your lunge position, and then step the other leg back into your plank. Lower your knees and lower all the way down to your mat. Roll your shoulders back and come into that arch, maybe coming up a little bit higher. Really drop the shoulders away from the ears. Now let's do 3 push-ups. So you have 1, 2, and 3. Tuck your toes, come into your downward facing dog. Let's release our left leg this time into our three-legged dog. Look forward and bring your knee into your nose. Send it back up and bring your knee into your nose. Let's do this 2 more times. Really drawing your navel into your spine as you bring your knee into your nose. Last one, hold it here and step in between your hands. Bring your torso all the way up to your lunge, drawing your navel into your spine, tailbone down, front knee over your toes and back knee extended. Lean forward and squeeze your shoulder blades together and come back up, staying low in that lunge. Lean forward and squeeze and come back up. You have 2 more. This is your last one. Hold, squeezing in pulse for 8, 7, try to stay low, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Come back up to your lunge. Interlace your fingers behind you and come into your chest expander. Maybe taking your gaze up and arching back. Release your arms up. Place your hands down on the mat. Step back to your plank and lower all the way down to your stomach. This time, if you can, go ahead and interlace your hands behind your back and then come into your chest expander. Taking your gaze front, squeezing your inner thighs together and lifting everything up and holding in this arch. And release. Let's do 4 push-ups this time. Last ones. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Tuck your toes, send your hips back to your downward facing dog. Look forward and gently walk into your forward fold. Releasing the back of the neck and stretching out those legs and lower back. And slowly roll all the way up to standing. From here, let's roll all the way down and place our hands onto our mat into our forward fold. Bend the knees like you were going to sit into a chair and release that left leg back, keeping your hips parallel. Stay here with your fingertips on the mat, or you can bring your right hand to your hip, or if you would like to, go ahead and release both hands. And let's pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stay there and lift the back leg up for 8, 7, 6, drawing your navel into your spine, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back into your lunge, bringing your arms up by your ears. Send your hands down to your plank position. Lower down, coming into your upward facing dog, and then sending your hips up to your downward facing dog. Let's release our right leg up to our 3-legged dog and step through to your lunge. Shift your hips back, coming into a hamstring stretch, and shift forward to your lunge. Straighten out the front leg, flexing your ankles and toes, and come back to your lunge. 2 more times. Try to keep your belly on your thigh. Now stay here and let's just hold in our hamstring stretch, keeping your shoulders away from your ears, and keep your hip bones facing the front of your mat. Let's come back to our lunge, reach our arms up by your ears, interlace your fingers behind you and come back into that chest expander. You can stay up, or if you can, go ahead and take your torso on the inside of your thigh. And come back up to your lunge. From here, go ahead and take your hands down to the mat and push off your back leg, coming into your standing split. Keep your hips parallel, and if you have a little bit more mobility at the top, then you can open up that hip if you want to, or you can keep them in parallel. You can reach for that right leg with your right arm and pull yourself towards your leg, or if you really want to challenge yourself, you can grab your leg with your left hand as well. From here, bend your knee and roll all the way up to standing on one leg. Bring your arms up by your ears and your left leg into a high parallel passe position. Keep your navel into your spine. And let's shift our body forward so we're making the letter T. Extend your left leg back, nice and straight. Really reach through your ankles and toes. And squeeze your hands by your hips. And then using your core with control, come all the way back to that parallel passe position and set your left leg down. Let's repeat all of that on the other side. From here, go ahead and roll down to your forward fold. Bend the knees. And then lift that right leg up this time. Keeping those fingertips on the mat, or if you would like to, release your left hand up to your waist, or if you would like a challenge, releasing your right hand up as well. And let's pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay there. Lift the back leg up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach back, stepping into your lunge, arms up, hands down to the mat, step back to your plank, and lower down, coming into your upward facing dog, and then shifting into your downward facing dog. Let's reach our left leg up to our three-legged dog, look forward, and come into your lunge. Keeping your belly to your thigh, send your hips back into your hamstring stretch, and shift forward to your lunge. Send your hips back, and come forward 2 more times. Really flex your ankles and toes. And this time, hold that stretch. Keeping your spine long, making sure both hip bones are facing the front of your mat and relaxing your shoulders. Come back to your lunge and bring your arms up by your ears. Interlace your fingers coming into your chest expander, staying up, or if you would like to challenge your balance, go ahead and come forward on the inside of your leg. Really draw your navel into your spine. Release and come back up to your lunge. Send your hands down to the mat, pushing off of your back leg, coming into your standing split on the other side. Make sure your hips are parallel first, and then if you have a little bit more mobility at the top, you can open up that hip, or you can keep it in parallel. Keep both hands on the mat, or take your left hand and reach for that left leg, or go ahead and remove your right hand from the mat as well. And let's bend the back leg and roll all the way up to standing on one leg. Bring your right leg into a nice high parallel passe position. Arms all the way up by your ears. Draw your navel into your spine. And let's shift our weight forward, sending our leg back, making the letter T with our body. Really keep those arms by your sides. Length through the crown of the head and all the way to the toes. And come all the way back to your parallel passe position. And release everything down to the mat. Let's move into a squat. Step your feet mat distance apart, turn your legs out slightly. Draw your navel into your spine and bring your palms together and interlace your fingers. Send your hips back and your head forward, coming down into a squat position. Place your elbows on the insides of your legs and then press your legs away, opening up your inner thigh. Stay there, or if you would like to, place your left fingertips on the floor and reach your right arm up to the ceiling, coming into a twist. Come back to center and repeat that to the other side. Place your right fingertips down to the floor and reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Looking up to those fingertips, coming into a spinal twist. And come back to center. And then slowly, using your core, sit back onto your tailbone and float your legs up to a boat position. Really open through the chest and relax your shoulders away from your ears. If you can, go ahead and straighten your legs and maybe lift your arms all the way up by your ears, really drawing your navel into your spine as you balance. And then release, coming into your seated forward fold. Come into a nice long spine. And when you cannot go any farther, go ahead and round over. Really try your best to relax your shoulders away from your ears. And roll all the way up to a seated position. Let's move on to our back. Go ahead and roll your spine all the way down to your mat. And place your arms down by your sides. Bring your feet all the way into your hips. And then let's bring our knees into our chest. Using your abdominals and pressing the floor away, take your hips up to the ceiling. And you can relax your knees, or if you would like to, you can straighten them. And bring your hands to your lower back for stability. Keep your gaze up to the ceiling. Stay there, or if you would like to, release your right leg all the way up to the ceiling, and then bring it back down. Send your left leg all the way up to the ceiling, and then bring it back down. Go ahead and repeat that again if that was challenging for you, or just stay in your plow stretch. Or if you would like to, squeeze your inner thighs together and send your toes up to the ceiling, coming into a shoulder stand. Really squeeze your legs and squeeze your glute muscles. And then with control, lower your legs all the way down. Place your arms down on the mat. And using your core, bringing your navel into your spine, slowly and mindfully roll all the way down. Place your feet on the mat and let your spine settle into neutral. Just taking nice deep inhales and exhales and just relaxing. From here, cross your right ankle over your left thigh and bring your legs close to your chest, coming into your supine pigeon stretch, really stretching out our glute muscle. Take your arms out to the letter T. Cross your right leg over and maybe wrap underneath of your calf. Send your legs to the left. And if it's okay on your neck, go ahead and look to your right, coming into a spinal twist. Really breathe into the stretch and relax the shoulders. Come back up to center, unwind, and let's repeat those 2 stretches on the other side. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, bring your legs into your chest, and stretching out our left glute. Release those arms, cross your left leg over your right and maybe wrap. Send your legs over to the right, and if it's okay with your neck, look over to the left. Again, just breathing into the stretch, and relaxing through the shoulders. Come all the way back up to center. Unwind the legs and hug the legs into your chest. And then bring the soles of the feet together and diamond the arms above the head. And just open through the front side of your body, relaxing in this restful position. Taking nice deep inhales and exhales. Bring your legs back up to center, hug your legs in, and let's rock ourselves up to a seated position. You can either cross your legs or go ahead and sit on your shins if that's okay on your knees. Shift off to your right side and then reach your right arm up and over your ear, coming into a lateral stretch. Release. Shift over to your left hip and reach your left arm up and over your ear, coming into your lateral stretch on the other side. And come back to center. Reach your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, coming into one more chest expander, maybe dropping the head back if that feels good for you. And release. One last inhale, reach those arms up, and exhale back down. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you next time.